Yeah. Coming through, signals clear. Aw, yeah. It's geocache talk. Woo!
It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness.
All right. Big thanks to the Travel Bugs for our opening and our featured patrons, Finlay and his drudge. Finley's the dog. Seabeck Tribe, Curious KDB, Gene Hunter, Fam Gustafson, Curiosity Girl, Glowworm 77, Kevin's to Betsy, Bounce. Interesting. I have some information about Bounce here in a moment. Poe Ann and our new patrons, Crime Fighter 89, Damac 04, OLB 1992, CP 590, and Swifty Golden. Got a lot of numbers in those, but hey, it's all cool. It's all good. If you'd like to become a patron, click on the Become a Patron link on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or head on over to patreon.com/Geocache Talk for more details. Patrons get the now famous blackout coin. I think I've got one here. There we go. Blackout coin. And other geocaching swag during the year. Bonus content. We're going to mention something about some bonus content here in a moment for patrons, which is an invite to a special event. And support levels start at as little as Bison Tube level. That is $3 a month. So let's jump right into the show. And to start off with, we've got Jesse Tuttle with us tonight. So,
hey,
Jesse,
everyone.
Hey, glad for you to be here with us.
Thank you for having me on again.
Absolutely. Anytime, my friend. We've got cool stuff coming up, and we will talk more about CacheCon here in a moment. In fact, let me play the video, and then that'll be a good context lead in to the cool stuff you can get as part of Worldwide CacheCon. So here we go. Let's play the video first. Well, there we go.
For the audio people,
yeah, for the audio
just
people,
played a bumper with no sound.
We did a
So,
bumper with
January 30th,
no description,
10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, and now we'll talk a little bit more about it. But I just for the audio people that just sat through that and didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. We need like an audio version of it somehow or whatever. But
When we do it like Morse code and see if they can figure it out while we're listening to it.
Put on Puzzle Talk. So I'm gonna bring up some more info, but let's get start with CacheCon, Worldwide CacheCon 2021, January 30th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Adjust the information on those times accordingly for your own. And we are fortunate enough to have swag involved in this. We kind of typically we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get this done with HQ and everybody, so we had sort of a short lead time. But as usual, Jesse Tuttle and his AFK crew has come through as usual. So Jesse, thank you so much for diving in and taking on a tough task.
Our pleasure. So I sent you a picture a moment ago. Can you throw that on screen?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. Go ahead and keep talking.
So getting in here, I mean, this thing was really announced at the last minute, and to produce stuff, ask any of the amazing producers out there, at least at Cash Advance or Helen Land Sharks, any of them. It takes typically a couple months to turn around production, and that's not dealing with a Chinese holiday like Chinese New Year or anything. So I think we started talking mid to end of December, and we have coins in production now. We're hoping to be able to produce and not. There's the mold.
Yay.
We are hoping to be able to get the coins done before Chinese New Year. If not, they will ship just after Chinese New Year in March. So people will be able to order swag from GC Swag for the event, the virtual event, and it'll be in hand. If we don't make it before Chinese New Year, it'll be in March, probably end of March, but we are really targeting. Yeah, Tom, I hear you there. What he's saying is the people from Texas Challenge hates Chinese New Year. We produced. We were a backup producer for TXGA, and they had a situation with getting product 1 year, and so they called us. We were able to pull it off in like 16 days flat. It was amazing how I don't even know how that all worked out for them, but we just, with our relationship with the community and the factories we work with, we tend to have a pretty good result. And it's just been an absolute honor to be able to be part of this. So up on screen right now, as you all see, is the official coin for CashCon. That's Amber Tuttle's illustration there. The front, we have sloped the metal and used the translucent, so you should have that nice light to dark effect. The back, it will be trackable. We have, what is it? On the website, 4 options. We have a coin option, a shirt option. Okay, perfect.
Let me bring that up to Jesse so we can share that screen, and then we can talk through. I like that you guys did a lot of options. That really has been nice to. I wasn't expecting to have such cool options, but you pulled it off, my friend. So
thank you. And, it's one of the things that we really wanted to focus on. We've had significant involvement with. I can't list them all, but I can tell you that we've had involvement in producing product for over 30 mega events.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have personally hosted multiple mega events and a giga event. We know what it's like to try and figure out the product that people want. So when we were looking at this, we wanted to just keep it simple and smooth and bring the most popular things, and that's typically geocoin and shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. You have over time been able to produce some great stuff and to everything, like you said, from Giga Stock to it goes on and on, back to the Mogas, and you've had such a good really career of doing these kind of things that really it brings a lot of expertise, and that we appreciate. When we first thought about this, and we wanted to get, again, we had such a short lead time, there was no question who we were going to call to get this and to provide this. So yeah,
our favorite part, honestly, our favorite part is just being there to serve the community. It's to see the pictures go up on Facebook. I mean, ask any producer what we normally do, look at how we stuff our packages for events. And if you're looking here, these, we only charge, I think, like $2 extra to ship to Europe. So, we are, and we're doing low production runs on these because we don't know how many is going to be needed.
Right.
And so this literally is just, we want to serve and give to the community and provide something amazing for the community. And, when I talk about that, it's $2. I think we're charging $2 extra to ship to Europe. It's just how we have the site already pre-configured. We didn't change anything for it.
Right.
That's, if you scroll down and you look at that Friends of Worldwide CacheCon 2021 at $45.
Yeah.
Laura, which does most of our shipping, advised me when I was publishing this that shipping cost on that alone to Europe will be $23 to $28 on average.
Right.
So we will, that's not very good for budgeting, but it comes back to the whole fact that we do this for the community. We do it because we love the community and we put the community first, and we want everyone worldwide to be able to participate and have a good time with this. We really do hope that Europeans, Americans, Australians, New Zealand, South African, everyone that I know watches this show and is planning to participate really jumps on board. That's how it'll be successful. Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. That's another key aspect of it is we could go to someone who doesn't understand or care about, like you said, the community and care about geocaching, but to get somebody who's avid, in the sport and understands it, it means a lot to us. But those are some great options. The fact that you've got, all of it prepared and, a place for people to buy it.
So they're asking about the shirts.
Yes. So we are headed to Mint with a first production run that we're going to try and have in hand mid next week. That's scary to say. There's no promise, no guarantee. No one even heard me say that, just totally off the record. Yeah.
You're on the record, buddy.
If we can, we will ship the coins and shirts as soon as they come in. If that is before the event, if it's during the, if it's on Saturday and we're processing them out, or if it ends up in February, even end of March, coins and shirts will ship the same time. We just don't have it expected in budget to be able to do 2 shipments on everything.
Right. Makes perfect sense.
This is, of course, it was something crazy, so we asked you to jump on board with it. This is one of those things that, most events happen every year. This may be a one-off. This may go for years after this, but it's a really unique situation that brought this about. And we've talked about it a little bit, but this may be a coin and shirt that nobody ever gets a chance to buy again because it's, hey, remember that wacky time that the world was shut down and they did this thing? Yeah, I have the shirt from it. That's not, hopefully the world is different next year. Now the event may run again. It may not, but it'll look different because we have different abilities next year, right? People can't travel right now. But this is one of the only things that we've planned for. And we started planning for this at the beginning, end of last year, talked to HQ, and everybody planning it hoped it would never come to fruition because we thought January, everything's going to be great. We're going to be all open up again. And we're just going to flood every mega event in the world. Well, as we've seen, that hasn't happened. So this is the event we didn't want to happen, but planned super hard. And now we're happy now that it's here. It's going to be a great, fun, unique event, but everybody wanted the world to be back to normal, and it's just not. So this may be that weird coin and shirt that you put up on your shelf and have to explain to somebody 5 years from now, no, really, there was no events at the time. I swear.
Yeah. And there's been some incredible planning, from Jesse's bunch down to, just every hour is sort of being perfectly planned, I think. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be great. And, it's something that, something I hear all the time too, Jesse, is that there was a comment. Let me find it. Kenny mentioned, yes, definitely need those coins. I mean, that's, people that are coin aficionados.
Yeah.
This is one of those that, this
Could
is
be very unique.
yeah, this is the kind of ones this is the kind, especially you want to buy a couple of these or 2 or 3 or whatever, take these to CoinFest and you go, oh yeah, you got one of these? You're like, ooh, oh no, I want one of those, and use them for trade.
Well, Tom Brotherman said it in chat a moment ago is, this is how events get funded.
Yeah.
To do things for events, even virtual events, there is expenses to them. And so the swag is what powers it. And, if you're into it or not, buy some, give them away, gift them to friends.
Yeah.
There's geocachers that would love to have them that just can't do it themselves. And then, there's the other idea. There's for anyone headed up to the 20th celebration this summer, and going to, I think Woodstock will have Midnight Madness. If not, I'm sure Woodstock next year will have a Midnight Madness.
Right.
CoinFest and Simmel's CoinFest there in Kansas. I mean, anyone that's never been to CoinFest, that is a place to go. And they're always buy, swap, sell, trade coins.
Oh, yeah.
And look at that Friends of Worldwide Cash Con. There's 2 coins in there.
Oh,
and, a special edition gold. So, it's going to be a good time for people that want to pick it up and trade. I truly hope that this is a one-time requirement that it's virtual.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
agree.
But you know what? It was fun to hope against ourselves, but at the same time, playing for something that was going to be COVID proof. How do we plan a pandemic proof event? That's kind of a scary task to even do. But you know what? Now it's here. We're still in different parts now. Last week we talked about somebody that's about to have an event coming up. They got one planned in March in Texas. That's great.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's happening right now. So right now in January, we're trying to make sure something fun is happening.
Yep.
So final note, Jesse, tell everybody what is the cutoff for purchasing?
We will be shutting. I actually put up disclaimers on everything on the page, but we will be shutting off purchasing January 31st at midnight Pacific time. So, even during the event, people will be able to order. If we have if the coins come in on this first run and we have enough, then we'll move them then. If not, we'll produce a second run just before CNY. They'll ship out in March. So I'm expecting that coins and stuff will be available probably post CNY in March, just because how it's looking right now, it looks like that we may not have enough in our first run.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we can add to that. That's good.
Yeah.
We're going to add more people to that. All right, cool.
And we'll be shipping everyone's at the same time.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks. Appreciate you so much doing this and coming on with us for a little bit and kind of giving us an update. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Jesse.
you.
Bye. I can now call you Jesse. I was going to call you Memphis there.
That's right. Hey, I always lose my name when he comes on the show, but that's okay.
Yeah, you lose it when we come on.
Memphis, Jesse, I don't care. Whatever works. But
whatever works.
I'm sure glad he stepped up and decided to, hey, we want you to make all this material super quick, and you only got about 2 weeks to sell it too. So
yeah, exactly.
Go for it. Super unique coins and t-shirts. Go for it.
Yeah.
But he's always willing to do something like that. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. So don't forget, go to geocachetalk.com/WWCC21 for all your worldwide cache con needs. And the link is on there to get to the swag and everything that. So, all right. Let's get into the show.
We can't get into the show yet because
we got no news.
Tomorrow night is the Patron Book Club.
Oh, hang on.
That's been going on. It's still going on. As I mentioned each time, it was invented because of the pandemic.
Yep.
Hey, what can we do virtual? Because there's so many things shut down. We can't go geocaching. But now we've been doing it for so long, it's going to stay. So the Geocache Talk Book Club, the Patron Book Club, is going to stay around. We keep having fun. We keep picking up new books. I think we have the next 3 months planned out of book ideas.
That's awesome.
We're meeting tomorrow night. It's a lot of fun. Not a huge group, so if anybody that's thinking about jumping in there, it's not an intimidating group. Obviously, not every book is about geocaching, but somehow they always end up relating back to geocaching stories because that's what we all do, right? So it's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Jesse time or Mountain Time, but some people call it. 7 p.m. will be on. It's a Zoom. If you're a patron, the link will be in there. I always usually add it in the night before and the day of, just so it doesn't get buried in all the fun traffic and talk on the patron side. But any patron is welcome to join. Even if you haven't read the book, come in, hang out, meet all the people, and we'll pick the next book and we'll do it again. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. And people are loving it. So that's awesome.
Not quite done yet. I think all of us on the last day are reading like the last chapter or two.
The last part.
It happens, because there's so many things going on. But it's been a lot of fun. So I know that doesn't apply to everybody, but for the people that are interested in it, it's been great fun. And I always bring the CFO in to keep us in a reasonable time, or I'll just talk for a couple hours.
Keep it on track. Ryan says he'll be back. I trust he will. So that's good. He'll be back into.
Tom wants picture books, so
picture books. Okay, we'll make you a picture book.
All right, now we can start the show that we started before.
Yeah,
finish the show that we started before.
Yeah, we're into part 2 of this.
Well, there's a lot of information. Plus, we kind of went off the rails with a brand new idea on it. So we're going to get back to that one and continue to go through it. For anybody that didn't get to listen to the first part, do you remember what episode that was?
I'll pull it up. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is.
It was a few back, but we started talking about Project Ape. And for anybody that doesn't know, there's a good explanation of what it is in that first episode. If you've been in the game for less than 10 years? It was long before you. Yeah, that was 2006, right? We're talking about 14 years ago.
Yeah, well, the original, this was done in 01.
01, but I mean, they were all mostly gone by 2006.
Yeah, we'll talk about the one tonight. One of them tonight wasn't gone until 06, but that's when I started, was in 06. So I guess I could have found this one if I'd have been on the ball. But
shame on you.
I know. Hey,
you should have found it just for this episode.
That's another show, Geocaching Regrets. So yeah, I'll find it here in a minute what the show number was on that. It wasn't, but we are going to jump right into into the next one. We finished with mission 5 last time we did the show, and we're gonna talk about mission 6, which is bizarre. The next few are kind of bizarre. It was show 226, show 226, which doesn't help anybody because we don't really number the shows anymore. That's an explanation for another show. But just to give you an idea of, it's probably so count backward somehow. Let me figure what 226 was.
5 or 6 episodes ago.
It wasn't that long ago we did this. I think we did this.
But it was because we took a break for Christmas. So
yeah,
that pushes it back a few weeks too. So
yeah, I'm looking now to see when that show 226 was.
Is time really relevant during 2020? I don't think it really matters anyway.
So it was drum roll. Okay, maybe no drum roll. 226. Okay, there we go. It was. Stop scrolling. Go back. I'm telling myself to go back. I'm trying to get back. 11/29, November 29th of 2020.
That's been a little while.
Yeah. It was right before. It was the week before Podcast to Hope, which was really great this year. Fifth annual Podcast to Hope. So, all right, let's jump into mission 6. I'm going to bring this up for people to see it as well. It's just talking about it, you'll tell it's bizarre.
Yes, but this right here is why we ended up at 2 shows. Pizza Ninja's question. Has anyone found any of the missing caches yet?
That's the big question.
And that's why we ended up talking about it and continue to talk about it.
I lost my video. Okay, I can fix that.
There you go.
One moment.
So Mission 6 is called Asian Arms. It was hidden in 2001, just like all the rest of them. As the name implies, it was hidden in Japan. But it's pretty interesting cache hide. And I'd like to talk to the owner of all these one day.
Ain't that the truth?
Because, or the original hiders, maybe not the owner because, you know, they were all stolen. So somebody else owns them now, right? But this one, if you look at this one, I don't know if anybody has actually pulled these up and looked before, but it looks like it was hidden in a residential area. And it only had 2 finders ever. So from the very beginning, it was found, and then it went missing very quickly. And the people that went to check on it, that never found it, they went to a neighborhood, went to a house, went to an apartment complex, and there's nothing on there that would indicate the cache was still there. Now, keep in mind, this was in 2007. They were trying to find it. It was last found in 2001, but people were still looking for it and going to the area in 2007. So you can see it's got, they tried to, this is about the best confirmation we're going to get on any of these. You got the door, the house, and the street of where it's supposed to be. So it would be interesting to find out if the original finders had it there, if that apartment complex was built afterwards, if it was moved or what happened. But I think the fact that there's an apartment complex there now is a pretty striking guess that this one is actually gone. I don't know if we have anybody over there right now that could actually check on this one. But it'd be nice to have confirmation on all these caches that they're still either gone or magically appear again, 10 years later, after, like the one in Washington did. Yeah, that's, if you pull up the Google Maps, it's in a residential neighborhood. So only found 2 times. It seems kind of odd that there's an ape nearby in one of the pictures. It seems kind of odd that such a big, famous cache would only be found 2 times, and we'd never hear more about it, right?
Bizarre.
Oh, you're back. Good deal. Oh, we have video too.
Yeah, really odd that this one, like you said, there's probably no way to tell whether. I mean, we probably ask the people. There are only 2 people found it. We probably should ask them and say, what did you, obviously they found it, but did they have to, I mean, back then there were no rules. So.
Well, there were some rules. There
were
less rules than there are now. But yeah, this would be perfect for an Adventure Lab series. Yeah. In all these locations.
Yeah.
Somebody kind of tell the story of that. That would be good. That's a good idea.
So there isn't a lot on this. There isn't a lot on, I mean, it's one of those bizarre, strange things.
Must have been like Snag the Tag. They put it out there. People went and got it.
Bizarre.
That's not terribly far off, though, on some of these. Some of these were found a bunch of times, but, as we talked about in the last show, this was a major promotion they did to promote a movie with Fox Studios, Planet of the Apes, and you go to all this effort to hide them in all these places over the world. It's found 2 times and it's gone.
I know, it's really weird.
That's odd. I wonder who headed up this project. We're gonna have to ask Brian about that.
We need to check on that.
If they're still around and still doing it, I'd love to hear a great story about that.
Oh, I agree. Okay,
now, so nobody has to go find that one.
No, we go
There'll
from
be other
that
assignments before the night's over.
Yeah, we go from that one to Mission 7, which was Crab Creek in Maryland, and I'll bring up that page because it's almost the exact opposite situation.
Right.
This one is. Look, it's had 58 favorite points. The Galaxy 430
found over 700 times.
Found 736 times. I mean, it's crazy.
But there's an interesting note on this page that we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But it shows you generally how famous these caches are.
Mm-hmm.
There's 736 finds, but there's 148 other notes on this.
Yeah, a lot of notes. In fact, so there's where it's at. It's north of DC a little bit. There's Silver Spring, Rockville. So you can kind of go in and you can see where it would have been or where it was supposed to have been. You know, have you probably pulled up did you pull up the coordinates for this one? Did you look on that one?
For Google Maps?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up real quick too.
You don't have to go down there. Stop. You're going inefficient. You're going to teach bad habits. Scroll down on that page.
Scroll down.
Yep, scroll down.
Where am I going?
Keep going a little further. Right there.
Oh, right there. Oh,
Just click Google Maps right there.
Google
Go
Maps.
down.
That one?
Yeah.
There we go.
Now you just open it in Google Maps.
Sweet.
You didn't have to cut and paste. You're teaching bad habits. Shame on you.
I am teaching bad habits, aren't I?
But you have to switch screens to go to Google Maps. So we can pull that up.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm on it.
But
right?
we're not.
Oh, you're not. You're right. I'm sorry. That's the thing about the screen share is that it
know it doesn't show the other screen.
It should follow me to the next location.
No, so this is interesting. Yeah, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere still.
A little bit. I mean,
but it doesn't look like it's hard to get to.
No, I mean, it's not far out in the woods. I mean, it's in some woods, but there's a golf course right there.
So who in the chat room or what to send in later? Yeah. Who is the closest to this location in Maryland right now? What city is this?
It's near
Avery. Looks like. So this is one of the ones where you could say, if you weren't a geocacher and you aren't super suspicious of everything,
there's a Trader Joe's,
right?
Right.
This is one of the ones where you probably have confirmation that it's gone. Somebody found it earlier in the day. Their buddy that they knew went to find it later in the day, and it was gone. Or he was going to go find it. That person confirmed it was there earlier in the day, but it was gone by that evening.
Yeah, that was weird. So if you look on September 30th for this cache, you got to really scroll way down to get past all the. In fact, you got to go to the second page to get into this. This one. But yeah, so something bizarre happened on September 30th of 2006.
Oh, do we want? Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this in the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Should cut and paste that. It's Project Ape.
Yeah.
Just for anybody that wants to look at the cache page, but it's also GCEF7.
Yep, GCEF7. And if you look at this, I mean, well, I wouldn't say we're fishing for something, but there's something fishy happened here.
Well, somebody stole it.
Somebody could have stolen it, obviously, but
taking everything at face value, it looks like many of the other ones, it went missing. I mean, it went missing for sure, but
yeah. So somebody found it at 9:30. They mentioned that I don't question that this person found it. They said it was found a very nice park, found the cache with little difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Signed the log, took a golf ball and butterfly, the typical stuff you did in 06.
Right.
Left the top and team button, didn't see any coins. That happens, that's for another show as well, because we can talk about how people are taking trackables they shouldn't be taking. We need more training, I think, for people. Picked up, so forth, so on, travel bugs to move along, dropped off, et cetera, et cetera. Then the next person wrote, the next day, same day, they wrote, what, a DNF on a cache large and popular cache? Well, yes, I would log a DNF, not because I could not find the cache, but because cache was stolen sometime midday on Saturday. Okay, now 9:30. What day is that in 2006? I didn't look that part up before the show. It was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So 9/30/2006 was a Saturday. They say the cache was stolen midday on Saturday. So from the period of time when the person who found it to the person who checked on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the person who found it last, I don't see anything that would indicate to me that they just. I mean, they wouldn't have written.
No, you wouldn't write that on there and then be the person that did it. So somebody in between those two
Some
that
between
went
those
out there.
two.
And if you look, like Peter's from New York, so he was coming in from a further distance.
Yeah, so he asked
And he
somebody
got his buddy to check on it to make sure it's still there.
Right.
Because he's going to drive down from a distance and then try to find it, and that is quite a bummer that it's gone, right?
Yeah.
But you would think that one's gone. Just normal logic would tell you that one's gone, but that's the same thing you would say for the Washington too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so we don't have a development. It's in the middle of the woods. Somebody could have taken it, drug it away. It still could be there.
It could be in this isn't a very large. I mean, it is to an extent, but somebody could go through this area fairly easily. I mean, there's some
a good bit of trees and area there that you could take it and chunk it, and if somebody found it and thought there was going to be something good in it, they'd probably take it away from that area, try to get into it, see if there's anything good, and then just chunk it if there's nothing of value, right?
They could have gone not very far either before they decided
right
it was not worth it. I mean, they could have parked, over here somewhere, went to the woods. Maybe they, because obviously they might have not been a geocacher, but yet knew about geocaching, went to it. Perhaps they stole items in it and left the container. Who knows? Be interesting to kind of take a little nature walk through that area.
With the unsolved mystery geocaching show. That would be good. But you know what? So if I was anywhere close to that would be burning for me. And I would want to go and search those woods. Maybe even one day have an event in the woods where you take everybody you can and just grid search those woods. But that would make good, and take all the pictures you can, video you can, take a metal detector out there. But put the total kibosh on that one is gone and done. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe even hide 4 or 5. Tom, that's going to be Tom's GIF project he's going to turn in. Maybe hide 4 or 5 caches in that woods, depending on how big it is. Then there's people out there constantly. They'll see it if it's anywhere in those woods, right?
Yeah, I'm taking a quick look to see if there are any caches in there. Did you look real quickly to see?
I didn't. That's good call.
Let's take a look real quick to see if there's anything else in. I assume, of course, I'm assuming what they say about assuming something.
But you know what? This launches me into a whole different thing. I really think I'm going to start hunting archive caches now.
Yeah, well, we're going to do a show.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Now these are famous ones, and you obviously want to find these, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Eric says there's lots of caches in that park.
Yeah, I just pulled it up, and there are a lot of caches in that park.
There are, but not necessarily in that section where it was.
No,
there's a good empty section there too. Oh, it's a golf course now.
Well, the golf course is still. I mean, the cache is not in the golf course is across the little But where the caches are,
I'd say there's a good chance that one might be gone.
Yeah,
if I was anywhere close, I'd still hump it out there just to see if I could check the spot.
Absolutely, take a minute, and because if you're going to go find other ones that are in that Lake Needwood series, there's a whole series there. You take a moment and just kind of go off track and take a quick look, I think. And in the process, you could find a whole bunch of caches.
Jerry said it's in the bottom of the lake.
It's the bottom of the lake. Dredge the lake, I should say.
But you know what? I would say that was a successful one because over 700 people got to find it.
Yeah.
as a huge promotional event, you would want a lot of people to be able to find it.
Yeah.
And that one, it looks like, got to do that. It may have been stolen. Who goes and steals that? But I guess same people that stole all the other ones, right? But
That's frustrating.
and sadly, let's say somebody did go steal that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's still a cashier and they're still sitting on that at home and they've showed anybody at all?
No,
Or they like quit cashing and threw it in the trash can a long time ago?
They chunked it in a dumpster somewhere.
Ah.
I know. All right. On to the next one. Because again, another semi-bizarre one, I guess. You call it bizarre. We're on to mission 8, Waddle's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring that one up for people to see, and you can share the
GC on that one is GC 1058. I'll share that in the chat.
Yeah. How about GC 1058? What would be great to have numbers like that, that you own. This one's in Australia, so Darren and Craig and all our folks, all our listeners down in Australia, good day. I'm glad that you're there to be along with us. We have a lot of Australian listeners and watchers, so thank you so much for being there. We love you. We love you, Australia. We love you, Australia. Anyway, mission 8, Waddle's Edge.
Another one that was found only a few times.
Yeah, it was found 14 times. And nobody gave it a favorite point because it was really before favorite points. So people forget that there weren't. That's why some people look and go, why didn't that one get a favorite point? It's like, well, favorite points weren't around, so you just have to remember that. This one is interesting again because look what the archive says. I will archive this for now until I can get someone to go out and check on it. Isn't that intriguing? I mean, doesn't that make you want?
Yeah, because what they said happened to it. So they said it looked like it was in a tree, under a tree that had been napalmed.
Right.
So I would love to have somebody local tell me that tree got struck by lightning. So if a lightning bolt takes out your cache, it was just meant to happen, right?
Right.
There's nothing. If it takes out the whole tree and the cache, what are you going to do about that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, only 14, and then
well, I had a knife in it.
That's kind of wild. You wouldn't get away with that now.
How against the rules is that now?
Just a little bit,
A little bit. Do not do this at home. Children, do not make geocaches like this in the future. This is the past one. This is a grandfathered one. Well, it's not grandfathered anymore. But it has the Planet of the Apes certificate in it.
Yeah.
And people found it. There's it comes with the little Project Ape thing that's the little note about it.
Yeah. You can't tell me that's not sitting in somebody's garage.
Which is interesting that's not the original. I don't think.
Well, it may. I wouldn't think they would put that out there like that.
I don't think so, yeah.
I thought these all. Well, is there any pictures of the original container on here?
Well, there's these guys. This guy and gal have it, and they have the original book. I know that's the ring
so maybe
binder.
that was the original container.
Yeah. So these two people had it.
That was in July of 2001. So I guess they weren't all standard containers then.
Right. Yeah, it's just
such a weird thing because we're what 19 years later now, and this wouldn't be anything that we would imagine a promotion being currently. It was a much more innocent time, so to speak. You got a knife in it, there's 7 of them or 8 of them, they're out there and they disappear. And
again,
look at that. Osfox. I live close by. There has been no rumors of a cacher having it.
Oh, well, that means that it might still be there. Oh, I mean, would it be worth at least another check on it? Here's the. Here's the
Surely
oh, but it's not really.
small area.
It is,
And
but
there's
you know
a bunch
what?
of caches in that area too. So people have been in that area since then.
Yeah,
That one's not as mysterious as some of the others. I think that would have been seen if it was there still.
that's probably true. Yeah, that one's not like the one in California where you could walk several. You could walk a mile before you even got to where this one looks to be
It's probably safe to assume that one is gone.
probably so.
I don't know if you zoom in far enough, maybe you can see it. I don't know.
Wait, there it is. It's right
Oh,
there.
oh, we found it. There it is.
There it is. So go grab it. So,
Yeah, I'd say that one's gone. Okay.
all right, but interesting. I'm glad they put one in Australia. This was the third international cache, by the way. This was near Melbourne.
That is terrible. We just lost all of our Australian listeners now.
Because I screwed up the Australian
Pronunciation
accent.
of that, yes.
Sorry. I'll just say it in my Southern and people can interpret properly in Australia. Melbourne.
So the next one's even more interesting because it's not a cache, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about the next one too. The next one is
This is really snag the tag. The next one is.
Special Mission. So between 8 and 9, there is an unnamed or unnumbered cache called Special Mission. I'll bring that one up so people can take a look while we talk about it. And you can share it has a GC, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's GC1168. And I will, for the people that are live in the chat room right now, I'll put that in there as well. So you can kind of read along as we're doing this one. But this is a short description, and there's basically nothing to this one. So the whole geocache description on this one was in hopes of our team research and in hopes of helping our team research and better understand the items we have recovered and placed around the world, we have cached 2 tickets to the July 23rd Planet of the Apes world premiere.
Cool idea.
The premiere takes place, and it says it's got the information where it takes place. The first agent to find the cache gets the tickets and the chance to find out where these mysterious items may have come from.
Do not wait until tomorrow.
This is a FTF run.
It really was.
Yet found more time than the one in Japan. It was found 4 times.
Found 4 times, which I guess means that and there's only one picture in the gallery.
Yeah, it's from Cache Ninja.
Oh wow, how about that?
It's got a picture of them. I'm assuming that's at the premiere.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
because see, you got the movie posters behind them. So I would.
There must have been some kind of container there because 4 people found it.
There's no container mentioned, but there had to have been for some people to sign assume there was a logbook.
Yeah, so it's found on the 19th, and you have up until the 22nd was the 4th find. This was my first find. It was great. I got there at about 8:30. It took me about an hour to find it. Looks like about 6 or 7 people have found it, which only 4 people have claimed on the log. So that's interesting.
Yep.
The box was just as I saw it on TV. I also had some other box, an old lamppost by the big rock. I don't know if it's an old cache. Okay, so this was somebody's first cache and only cache, by the way. The last person to find this was Cache Cop, and that's the only cache they ever found.
One cache.
It was 4 people that found this,
and it was a doozy.
They've all found less than 60 caches.
Yeah,
but again, 2001, right?
2001,
pretty early on. But that's just a weird, interesting promotion.
They say this cache is definitely gone.
8.4.
The 4-foot high brush and weed has been trimmed down to about an inch or about a foot. So long to the largest ammo can I have seen to date. How did they see it? Still there. They wrote a note. They should go back and they found it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
they found it.
There was a little present nearby too. Looks like seems like a couple of people took a number 2 very near the cache.
Oh no.
That's probably not a good. So watch your step.
Oh my gosh. In this is in Central Park, isn't it? Is that Central Park? No. Yeah. What is? Yeah.
The interesting thing is, it's like a time machine, right? Where 4 people found it, although he said it looks like 6 or 7 people found it on the log. I guess they didn't log it. They're all brand new people, but this whole thing. So they found on in July. One person says it's still there in August, and then nobody even tries to find it again until December.
Yeah, it's at Central Park.
That's very few cachers going for this really famous promotion.
I know, it's weird. Well, but you got to remember, even back then, people might have seen it on they might have seen the thing and go, oh well, there were tickets in it and it's already been found. I don't want to go. I mean, who cares at this point?
But it's still a cache.
Yeah, I know, but this is 01. You remember?
Yeah, I know. It's hard to think back, 19 years ago, what it was like, but
oh man, can you imagine if it was still there? That'd be awesome. And it's not, but
no, come on, that thing has been destroyed and gone for years.
Well, here's the thing, and I assume most of Central Park's huge, as you know. It's just this enormous. I mean, the middle of a city.
There's thousands of people per hour that go through that thing. There's no ammo can that's been hidden there. With all the events that have happened in New York since then,
yeah,
that's not happening.
There's just not enough. I mean, there's some woods in here though, but like you said, there would have been enough people come through here to. Can you go? Oh, I can get close. Hang on. It's there. Oh, you can see it.
You're hunting for it.
It's right there. Oh, somebody go grab it.
It is, right and the people listening may know this. There are a number of caches that you can see on Google Maps, like the Street View. There are a number of caches out there that you can see from if you're driving around in Google Maps.
Oh, that'd be a fun show to do too, is to pull up all the caches you can see on.
Yeah. I mean, they'd immediately be stolen after that, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, we probably won't do that. There weren't a lot of caches in 01.
That is true. Very true.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Yeah, the next one is the one that everybody already knows about, but we'll cover it really quickly, right?
Mission 9. We finally got to Mission 9. Tunnel of Light.
This is the one that's in Washington. Now it'll stay now. Mountain Bikes maintaining it now, so it'll be around forever. But so this is one of the 2 that you can still go get. It was gone from. When did it get archived the first time?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. We'll take a look. By the way, it's going to
a long time ago.
Yeah, GC 1169.
It was missing for many, many years. And it was later found a few years ago. For people that weren't in the game at that time, if you got some newer people, this is the one that HQ said, what should we do with it? And they sent out a poll, get rid of it, leave it archived, put it in HQ to make it a museum piece or make it active again. And I believe it wasn't even close. Everybody voted to make it active again because it gives us, a second ape cache that we can go find now, right?
Exactly.
Anybody that's come in the game in modern history can still have a better chance of finding it now.
A lot of controversy on that, though.
You know what? That is true. And I'm going to be nice about this, but I'm going to say get over yourself for people. People whine and complain about that on all sides of it. Sometimes people forget it is a game. You're supposed to have fun. Let people have fun. And, you may disagree. That's why they sent out a poll, right? To ask people what they want.
Right.
Obviously, enough people wanted to republish, I guess, or not republish, but unarchive this cache.
Right.
People want to do it. If you don't like it, guess what? I haven't heard of a single time where somebody's been kidnapped and forced to go cashing. So I doubt anybody's going to force you to go out to Washington to find that cache.
Yeah. So there were, I think you mentioned 5,709 fines. Poor poor 8 people that didn't get to find it because they probably went at the wrong time.
Yep.
But yeah,
And let's be honest. Only 8 people didn't find this. Geocachers, one of the biggest lies they tell is that they don't log their, I log all my DNFs. No, you don't. No, you don't. But that's a different show. That's for another show, right?
that's exactly for another show. But this is interesting. This is probably the only cache. This got to be the only cache in the world that's had this many icons. It's got 5,709 finds, 8 DNFs. It's got 1,117 write notes. It has an archive.
Yep, and an unarchived.
It has an unarchived icon. It's got 1 temporarily disable. It's got 1 enable. It's got 2 needs maintenance. It's got 3 owner maintenance, and it's got 3 updated coordinates. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure there's probably somebody could find one and probably tell me that there's, but 1, 2, 3, 4,
and
5,
this one GC 1169.
Yep.
Is it's got over 2,000 favorite points on it.
Yeah.
And it's in a pretty area, and it's a very cool cache, even if it wasn't historical. Everybody that knows that has went and found it said it's very cool, and there's other cool caches around it too. So this is definitely at least the second best one in the whole series.
Oh, yeah, by far. Yeah.
Hard to compete with the Brazil one, right? I mean,
right.
that's a pretty hard one. But I'm very glad they brought this back out because it'll be much easier for me to get there and do this one and get that icon than it'll ever be for me to get to Brazil.
Probably.
However, I would like to go to Brazil also.
Yeah, be great to get both of them. There's 220 people watching it. I think that's always interesting too. The watch list. I mean, they're not watching.
I know this is off topic, but
disappears.
One thing that's always bugs me, and I get why they do it, so it doesn't have any controversy or fighting or whatever else. Let's say that you own this cache and there's like 500 people watching it. You can't tell who's watching it.
No, you can't.
Don't you kind of wish you could know who was watching it?
No, because it just brings up my watch list when I do that.
Yeah, no, you can't see who's watching it.
No,
you favorite it, but not who's watching it.
And with premium caches, you used to be able to find used to be able to see more information than you do now, but because of restrictions, what am I trying to say? The privacy, right?
Yeah, the privacy rules have changed over the years, and I get that, right?
Yeah. All right, so I brought up let me switch my share screen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the privacy concerns are with the public watch list.
I don't either, but
I'm sure somebody's worried about it somewhere. So
there's the tunnel over here. You can't really see you kind of see the tunnel. Let's see. Can you see the?
Yeah, I haven't been out to do this one yet.
No, I'm planning to be out there too sometime. There's the tunnel.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, and there's caches in the tunnel.
That's wild.
So, yeah, I wouldn't touch that. That's not it. That's not the cache. The tunnel of light. There's the light, and then if you go this way, since it turns a little bit, then you have to walk. Can you walk down here? Will let me go? No, it won't let me go. Darn it.
Nah, it's just a 360 picture on that one.
Darn. Oh, well. Pretty slick, though.
Yeah. Now, the good thing is we know that one's there. So there's only 2 left to go find. That's one of them. Brazil's the other one. We already talked about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the 10th one here in a minute. 10A, 10B. We're on to the next one. So are we? Yeah. We're done with this one?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows. We've covered that one before in shows, and I think that one's still active. Everybody knows the story of that one, really.
KC11's asking. No, I know that for a fact that nobody didn't find. Now, which brings up an interesting question though. I'd be interested to know who has the most ape cache finds?
Project GC could probably tell us that.
We could probably find that out because
KC11 says someone told me that people jump out at you when you go through the tunnel.
yes,
That seems dangerous.
they do. Especially usually it's your group, your own group that goes. Somebody runs up ahead.
Yeah, now I could see that, but like having a lackey do that seems very dangerous for lackeys. I don't see it.
No, yeah, people are. It would have to be people that are already there. That are usually it's your own. It's your buddy that wants to scare you. That's probably typically the ones that do that. But you know, in theory, you could have found a few. As we talked about, some of them were available. Some of them, again, well, you look at the one that was in Japan, in Tokyo, there were only 2 people found it. So you have to rule out. I mean,
yeah, that rules out a bunch of people really quickly.
And I know that, you know, that would have been, you know, there are some out there that are potentially could have found more than 2.
Yeah.
Again, the Maryland one was out there for quite a while. It was up there till 06. So, all right, we're done with 9. Let's move on to 10. We kind of forget about those sometimes.
10A actually, right?
10A. Yes, 10A. Ring bearer. And this is kind of weird. So if anybody asks how many ape caches, if you ever part of a trivia question, how many ape caches were there? There were, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There were 14 that we can find.
There's definitely an odd way to say that too, because one of them was like a box with tickets in it.
Yeah.
4 times, you know, and now, yeah, very.
Didn't have a number.
You could do a whole trivia round just on ape cache, the ape cache lore.
And then there's this one, which was a 10. Why they did a 10A and a 10B? That's another good question. We got to find. Brian's got to point us. But 10A was ring bearer. Has 4 favorites, so was around for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 63 finds.
63 finds. Only one DNF. Probably the last person that tried to find it. I like this comment from the person in 05. Are we sure it's gone?
Yeah.
Are we sure? So a lot of right notes. Oh, this always bothers me. I wouldn't say bothers me. It bothers me. Cache appears to be missing. Now, I appreciate that this person also was a charter member.
Mm-hmm.
They archived it, but yet, do we really know it's missing? I mean, there was a DNF. There was, you know, look for the cache both yesterday and today. So they did a couple looks at it, found the easy parking first try, had even read the log, then laugh out loud. Read all log entries last night after first visit and realize not looking for large cache box anymore, but a plastic bag under a rock? No. Seriously?
So that means somebody stole it early.
We must have moved every rock in the area. So, yeah, when was the cache? Okay, so here's one in 02. Wow. So they searched for it in February of 03. The last find was in November. So a few
2002.
Yeah. 02.
There's a picture of it too with the last finder.
This one right
That's
here.
The large container.
So yes, and that looks like the correct ammo can for the ape cache. Yep, biggest darn cache container I ever saw. Still to this day, one of the biggest cache containers. I mean,
so here's my question with that one.
Yeah.
Eric said someone found 5 of them.
Oh, somebody did find 5? Okay, interesting.
Here's the question about that one though. So if you look at the pictures, this is a kayak. It says two terrain, but this is a kayaking cache.
Oh, is it? Oh, interesting.
So somebody took a kayak to it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
So somebody kayaked out there and stole that thing. Those big ammo cans are heavy to drag out.
Yeah. Oh, they could have got. Oh, that's cool. That was in it. The ape currency was in there apparently.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So each of them is. I don't know. We mentioned this before, but I guess I want to reiterate that the Planet of the Apes promotion that they did placed a movie prop in every one of them.
Apparently, one of them was a knife, which we didn't know until now.
Was a knife. The one that's in Brazil still has their prop in it, or information still in it that was from the original. Of course, the one that Tunnel 9 Mission of Light was muggled, thrown into nearby, and then when the search team found it, I'm sure there wasn't much in it still, but
it makes you think that one of these other ones, the same thing could have happened, right?
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And there's caches near this one.
Okay. Yeah, let me go back and let's
now they're
look
not
at the,
super close though. The closest one is 0.3 of a mile away from this one.
Oh, okay. So it was along the side. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's Google map it. I like your little. I need to push that button more often. I forget that that's there. You
Make
know,
sure
you forget
you
those.
screen too, so you can share that.
Yeah, that's good. Good training. We're here to educate and entertain.
That's
It's along the Chattahoochee. Don't make me sing it.
Please don't.
Well, I turn into Alan Jackson if you want me to, real quick.
I think it's almost time for another show. It's time to go.
Okay. All right. Now look at that.
So there are 0.3 of a mile away. There's some caches nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like they're pretty remote also.
Yeah. This is
I mean, not like extremely remote, but that's some really dense foliage out there.
Yeah. Wow.
You could easily lose a cache out there if somebody chunked it.
I can get to there. Oh, this is worth searching for. I think, don't you?
Yeah, if anybody's close to this one, I would scour that area.
Yeah.
Imagine what a good story that'd be if you went out and found that.
Oh man, yeah. So this is near. Do we figure out what town we're near here? Here it is. No.
So if anybody is near
Alpharetta
Roswell.
or Alpharetta. Boy, it's near another Trader Joe's. Ooh, it's conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but it's close to Roswell, Georgia.
Roswell, Georgia. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so
that one could actually be there.
How far is it to Macon? I can tell my son to go. Oh, it's near Atlanta. Oh, my son could go. Yeah. I'm going to send Caleb. I'm going to send my son over there to scout it.
That's probably one of the coolest archive caches you can find.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you actually...
Here's the thing, though. Are people going to even believe it?
Oh, sure. If you found it. Why not? Why would they not believe
you? Would definitely want to do live. I'd have video of it, everything right from the spot.
I bet. Oh, it'd be cool if it was in the. I mean, what are the notes again on what happened to this thing? There isn't really much, is there?
It just shows that it's missing. There's a pile of rocks there.
Look for this cache. Somebody looked for it, and they have only had 58 finds.
And then a charter member archived it, so
there wasn't really any confirmation.
Well, somebody that had found it before went back out there.
Yeah, being this close, cache site was too much to resist, and 4 of us spent about 30 minutes looking for any trace of the cache contents. Okay, so some people looked, but you don't want to look at the location. You want to look away from the location because clearly it was searched for. People went to that GZ,
mm-hmm.
searched for it there for about half an hour and then called it. But I would think you would need to. You got to go in all directions, wouldn't you?
Well, look, we're
Everybody take a cardinal.
we're all geocachers, but at least half of us are crime junkies also. So we've all watched or listened to true crime podcasts. We all know what a grid search is.
Yeah.
We all know when you're searching for evidence out there, you got to expand your search area. If I was in that, how fun would it be again to have an event at all these locations if you're close by?
Yeah.
And call it the search for the Ape Cache event, and just really just fan out and walk as a group and find that whole area.
I would check that shoreline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's a lot of swampy area there too. So I mean, it could be really sunk down in the mud. It'd be worth taking a metal detector out there.
I don't know if they would. KC11 mentions. I wonder if they try to remember regrets or archiving it. I mean, I can understand. I don't think they're going to regret it.
Yeah. Looking back now, you wouldn't want to do it.
No,
but at the time, it wasn't. They were going missing everywhere. It wasn't anything special. This was a deal that's a year after geocaching started. You know, and people were probably not thinking is that special at this point.
Yeah. Kitty Cat says, yeah, grid search it. Yeah. Tom says he wouldn't I wouldn't want to admit to finding it because you're blamed for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just happened to come back out there after that many years.
I don't think you'd get blamed for that.
There's enough video now. You can take video going out there and finding it and stuff. It'd be fun. It would be a big story though. That'd be the biggest story in geocaching right now. Remember how big it was when the other one came back?
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be huge.
So the
all right.
As we get to the next one, it brings up a good point that was true back then and it's still true now, but we'll get to it.
So 10A in Georgia.
Yep, go find it. It's still there.
Still there. Yeah, go.
I'm telling you now, breaking news. It's still there. Go find it. Somebody go be a hero.
Oh, do a quick search. I mean, it don't have to be a quick search. Take a group and grid search it. You know, somebody wears some high waters and get out there and get along the swampy areas and search through there. And it's big, so but you want to search. I'd search that whole area. It wouldn't take that long, I don't think. Don't you think, to be able to at least walk an area?
So the answer is yes, it would take a while. Metal detectors would help. It really depends on how many people you have out there.
Yeah.
And how organized your search is and what you're searching for. Now, if you're searching for that big container, if you're thinking about that, that's a lot easier to search for than maybe just the lid. Even the lid would be awesome to find.
Oh, yeah. Part of history.
You don't realize how
ammo cans float.
They do if they have the ability to float away, right? But if they're just in a swampy area and they don't have the ability to float away, then they may still be there. But an area doesn't seem big until you're looking for something small in it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it seems a lot bigger. But if you had, 50 people out there, you could cover that area.
Well, contact the local authorities and say, I know you guys have to currently or periodically you have to test that you do, it's like a dry run of, this isn't a dead body, but I know you guys probably, didn't you have that when you were part of the police? You had to have.
You do training. Search and rescue does training, but there's enough real life situations that the training can come that way.
Darn.
Do not call in a fake.
No, but I'm saying is you could call them and say, I know you guys have to do training periodically. Could you train in this particular area and look for a big ammo can and tell me, use your training and make a training exercise out of it, and everybody could, take your rookies out there and let them practice. It's a practice run.
And Cash the Line has in the chat room. It could be a fun annual event.
Oh yeah,
go out there every year. That'd be great. That's fun stuff. Even if you never found anything, it's like the Curse of Oak Island. They're not finding crap on that show, but we all keep going back and watching it. So
well, yeah, they haven't found the mother lode, that's for sure, but that's for another show. All right, so they find surface stuff.
You're getting off topic. We're never going to finish. We know you like that show.
Don't get me started on that.
I should have brought it up. Okay.
So 10A was in Georgia.
Yep.
10B is in the UK. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean they're connected.
Meridian snake.
Yeah, GC12 AD.
And it has no favorite points. Not surprising, I guess, but
Still pretty early on,
only one gallery item.
which is a good point, right? Like, don't you really wish now, looking back on it, that every single person would have put a picture in there?
Oh,
On a
yeah.
historic cache like this, it reminds me to really take pictures more often.
Yes.
Right? Because historically, when you're looking back on something, it's a lot cooler when you have tons of photos in there.
Yes. So the last person to log anything. This is also fascinating
Mm-hmm.
in that it's locked. There's a few of them that it's locked, but doesn't have an archive on it. It has a needs archive log,
Right.
but it never received a true archive. I guess it did, didn't it? No.
No, there's no. It just needs archived on that one.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know why they locked them, to stop them becoming
when people log in.
becoming mini forums, right? Where
Yes. But what's interesting is, they trusted that this person, and they're probably okay. They're probably correct. This cache is definitely gone. I've had a look around in case it had been misplaced, but there's no sign of it. Okay. All right. But something of this magnitude, I wonder if maybe it would have been better to have a couple eyes, more than two eyes looking for it. I mean,
depends on the area, but
I'm not calling this person out that much, but
no. But Lazy Leopard is on there 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah.
They found the cache and they've gone back to check on it a couple times. And they're saying it's not there and it needs to be archived. No evidence of being trashed.
Yeah.
Probably been removed. Anybody else found the cache in the past had to check back on it. So
last person to found it. So that was in June. Cache container is no longer in its usual hiding place. What does that mean? Does that mean it's in a different hiding place?
No, I think that it wasn't there. I think that's a pretty good confirmation. That's a lot more of a confirmation, right? Somebody that's seen it before.
Yeah.
Seen it again. Now, depending on the area.
Yeah.
There's other caches nearby. This one's not very far off the road, it looks like.
Right. Yeah, let's take a look at let me
That's more confirmation by somebody that's found it. So this one may not have as much of a chance of still being around. Even though it does look like it's kind of in a tree area.
Yeah. So there's
it's pretty much open field around it, though. This one's not like in the dense forest.
No.
I would have trouble believing this one was still out there.
I would agree with you.
That is sad.
That said, they could have taken it to the woods nearby.
And in fact, there's even one hidden 93 feet away from that original one.
Yeah.
And it's called In Memory of this cache.
In memory of
the Meridian Snake Project Ape. So there's still a cache there in that location.
Yeah.
So people have still they've been finding it. It's got favorite points on it. So there's another one 0.1 miles away. I would say it's probably pretty sure this one is gone.
Here's the thing, though, that would be of interest is if you are in the UK and you're near Westerham. Let's say you were a muggle and you saw this or found or heard about this and you went to this location, okay, Jesse, and you found it and you're like, ooh, I wonder if this is valuable, but I don't want to be. I'm kind of conspicuous right now. Couldn't they have easily just taken it, walked over into here?
They could, but it looks like there's a road through there too.
Pop the top off. Well, true, but I mean, they could have gotten maybe moved off into a little more dense woods, opened it up, emptied it out to try and figure out if there was something worth valuable in it, and then left it. So, I mean, is there a possibility it's here in this area? I mean, you don't want to look here because obviously it's not here.
Yeah, it's not there. You know what? With caches nearby, that open field like that, they could have taken it. If you're going to take it that far over to the woods, right past what's probably where they parked, you just take it on with you.
Probably so. But
I mean, who knows? It could be there, right? But that one's probably a lot less likely than the others to be there. We're not going to hold out hope for that one.
No, not a lot of hope for that. But I would wonder if I were to happen to come by this area to search for it, I wouldn't search here. I'd search over in this area.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
That one just doesn't inspire hope in me.
No.
But maybe our next one.
Maybe the next, yeah. Yeah, I like couldn't miss this one. GPS was spot on. We saw the huge container for this. So if you could see it from far away, like again, there's a possibility that the person who took it would have not opened it up and dumped everything out there.
Yeah.
They probably would have wanted to get somewhere. So, oh well. And there's 2 more and we'll be done. Mission 11. So I didn't even add them up right, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 14. So next one, Mission 11 is in, again, Australia. So let's look at that one real quick. Talos Sand. GC 1412. What's the story on this one? I can't remember.
So this one's pretty interesting.
Again, one gallery.
Yeah. 2 people found this one.
2 potential legitimate logs.
Oh yeah, it looks like they found them on the same day.
Oh, okay.
So they found it together. Again, one dude's got 2 finds. This is a lot less finds, you know.
Sure.
So they found it. And then unfortunately it was no DNS were logged again until March of the next year.
Right.
But here's what I would say with this one. If you consider the location.
Yes.
It's on the beach near where people publicly go.
Right.
Frequently go, the public goes. I couldn't imagine that big of an ammo can staying out there on the beach that long.
Right.
Even the person that was the first DNF, unfortunately, they're trying to find it and says, unfortunately, there was a continuous procession of people past the location. So careful searching was not possible. And we had to resort to several quick searches. We're taking a toll on the vegetation. As environment damage is not the name of the game, we decided to abandon our search.
Yeah, I'm with you, but
you're talking about a lot of people on the beach doing something like that.
And again, we might have mentioned this before, but these weren't put in these were kind of put out there, not necessarily in the best locations. I mean,
I think they wanted people to find them. And now, if I'm thinking about a promotion 1 year into the game, and there's not that many geocaches at the time, I would probably want some of the public to find it also. Stumble across it. It's got a full explanation in it.
Yeah.
Now, this one, there's also somebody, Sid Nee, lives close by, has looked for it.
Can't get too close to it.
She even talked to the original finder. This one is, I would say this one is gone.
Right. Boy, a lot of people go to this park, apparently. Well, at least this day. So you can go in that way, but you can't see. I can't get close enough to that. Yeah, although, what do you think about?
People have been there, searched for it, spent a lot of time, widened the search.
Have they? Okay.
Right here where there's a parking spot to go on that beach, which looks like it may or may not be a public beach.
It's a national park. Iroquois National Park. Tallow Beach. That's the name. Can I pull this up? Oh yeah, there's a great shot.
Okay, and Jerry says, look at the description. It says, we've hidden the cache off a trail leading to a beach. You will need a good pair of eyes to find this cache.
Yeah.
It's a very inconspicuous area.
So, what if somebody found it?
You know, so maybe it's not quite at the beach and it's a little bit in the woods there, right off the trail.
Yeah.
It still could, you know, GPS was not as accurate back then.
Right.
So, you know, I take it back. It could possibly be there, although there's a lot of people that have searched for it.
Yeah, but are they searching with the thought in mind that either a muggle took it further into an area to get away from people so they could open it up and see if there's anything valuable in it, and then dumped it and then dropped it? You know, just went up. So they dumped it and go, oh, there's nothing in here of value. Let me just throw it down. So they threw it down. The other option,
yeah. And somebody in 2011 went there and says, these days there is a fence protecting the sand dunes. I could not get to GZ over the fence as a lifeguard had set up his post right there.
But you don't want to get to GZ because GZ is no longer.
Yeah. I mean, now there's a good chance this one's gone.
Yeah.
But if I lived in that area, I'd still go check.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's no doubt that would be more exciting than probably, you know, that other pill bottle under a bush that just got published, right?
Right. I would think maybe just not that far from it. You don't have to go crazy, but I think I would go this direction. I'd go up in this area.
No, it's not going to be that far. They're going to walk past the parking lot.
Yeah. You think down in this area that I'm pointing to?
I think right by the edge of that trail up there where it is. Not that far. You're like 10 miles away from it now.
No, I'm not that far. What's my scale? What from here? Let's see. So GZ is about here. And we're thinking here. Where's the little measure distance? Okay. Where's the... I'm showing my clear measurement. Now I'm showing my ignorance in doing directions in Google. Anyway, measure distance. Can I not? Okay. Yeah.
You're off track. You're
I'm off. Oh, I'm good. No, look.
Straws now.
It's only 400 feet.
It's possible.
I mean, 700 feet. Here's there's a mile, right? No. Yeah. 500 feet. No, here's point 528, right? Point 1. Yeah, I mean, I think this area would be
it's worth a search, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, and you never know. People.
My thoughts are that one's gone. However, if I live 20 minutes down the road, there's no doubt I would take a trip over there.
Just take a look.
Yeah, there's no way I would pass that opportunity up. Yeah, I'm with I'm with her. It would have been somewhat across by now, but having said that, there's caches all the time in popular areas.
Yeah, and you got to remember we're thinking of.
So at the same time, it's gone. It's gone.
It's probably gone. But
yeah.
But you don't want to look in the areas where people are because that's obvious. You want to go to places where people are not. So, all right, last one.
Let's get to the last one.
Last one, Illinois.
Yep.
Mission 12, Blind Canal. Now, this one was able to stick around for a while. Let me share the page. You share the GC.
GC on this one is GC 1596.
49 favorite points.
This was found several times, over 500 times.
517 and 7 DNFs. It got locked in 2006, which is fine because they want to stop people writing notes.
Yeah.
So, last person to find it officially was in 06 as well. So it was one of the last. I mean, it was one of the last. If Maryland was third to last, this one was probably fourth to last. That makes sense. Sorry it took so long to log this. Oh, well, lost my notebook. Didn't remember all the cache that I did this day. Well, I think I'd remember that one. September, though, some person found it.
Yeah.
Good long day. Great race. Good times. Good caching. Only saw one coin in cache, which that's another show. And then, okay, so then we get into our DNFs. So 4 days later was the first DNF. We headed south, the Cheddar Curtain today to attend something. Took Greyhounder along for the ride, etc. After she wandered for what we thought was too long, we joined in on the search. What? No cache. Has to be here. How do you get a DNF on an ape cache?
And this was one of the big ones. So if you look at the photos, it's one of the big ones. So
a DNF. So this person DNF'd it. Then the next person who DNF'd it really wanted to share the cache. So-and-so wanted to share this cache with me. Oh, so this is even worse because somebody went there with somebody who had already found it. I was excited to find it too. Looked and looked. Given the description they gave me, it just isn't there. Okay, we understand. Enjoying exploring, though. We hiked trails for a while. Saw lots of deer, etc.
And what I will say on this one,
yep.
There is a cache at this same location right now.
Right now, right.
Yeah, so there's one that was hidden here in 2019, Return to the Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
And there's another one within 500 feet, another one within 1,000 feet. There's a few caches around this area.
Yeah.
And a lot of people check this one pretty good.
Yeah, so if you were to search this one, you're going to have to get further out in some other direction. There's a river right there.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. Oh yeah. I see the yeah. Not good. I agree.
Now, again, there's houses in the area. There's a lot of woods around this one, though.
There are a lot of woods, right? And that's what we're talking about is the fact that
with the same theory, the Washington theory.
Yeah.
If somebody just did not like these for some reason, was mad, and took it and chunked it in the woods, it could survive this long.
Exactly. Because it's not going to be everybody, because people are going to be like, well, GZ was searched. What we're saying is don't go to GZ because we know it's not there. That's been proven. Don't go where the other caches are because those have all been found. You want to think about that area, that missing. You want to look in one of the. Yeah.
This is right by a canal. If you're going to be that mean person that's going to come destroy this one, you're probably going to chunk this over into the river.
Probably. Well, yeah. Or if you were just looking to see what was in it for nefarious, you're thinking that maybe, again, some people don't realize that there's nothing, they may think there's something valuable in it.
Right. But once they find out there's not, they're going to chunk it, right? And if I'm taking something, if I just stole something, I would chunk it in the river rather than the woods because somebody could find it.
Yeah. That's cool.
That one may be long, long gone. But you know what? There's just as much chance that one's out there as the original Washington one.
Yep. Several people say they found this one. Cool. Yep. RH Cloak says he found this one in 05. KC11's friend says he placed a cache in its spot after it was archived, so you can find a cache in its original spot. That's always cool.
See, that's very cool.
Oh yeah, Eric's helping us out here. He says the guy that found 5, this is one of them we found. Makes sense. This is one of the ones that were found.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, Monkey Brad found it with Joe GPS. Okay, cool. Yeah. So cool. Some people found this one. So, again, though, as we start to wrap up tonight, I would think
here's the thing. They all could be gone.
They're probably all gone. Yeah.
However, if you're a geocacher, we thrive on mysteries.
Yep.
Especially ones that we can't solve. So I'd be shocked if anybody is within 30 minutes of any of these things, like they live within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to go out there and do it? Even if you find nothing, it's a fun story to say, I looked for the old ape cache and we didn't find anything. And,
don't look here. Don't look here. You need to look like over here.
Yeah. Where would you go if you were trying to steal it or damage it?
Go up river. I guess this is probably up river. Stay away from the housing. I would go where somebody has not been. You can see there's a trail through here.
Yeah.
I would think you would want to go, like I said, either up river, down river. I would stay away from the road because the person probably didn't want to go that direction. Over here looks, well, again, I have to pull up the cache pages.
But if anybody goes out and finds one of these, you get a whole hour show. I guarantee you right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're a guaranteed guest.
But if you find one of these, that is your coolest event for the year right there. You're not going to top that this year.
No.
If somebody brings one of these out and finds one of those. Yeah. Ryan brought up look downriver. Absolutely. If there's a river nearby and they could have chunked it in there's somewhere it could have hung up on down the river. You could find it. I mean, if you find a cache that's been archived that tons of people have wanted to find, 19 years later, 19 years archived, I'd say you can crown yourself a pretty expert geocacher. Right.
Pizza Ninja, are there any magnet fishing caches? Yeah. Have you ever watched any of that, by the way, Jesse's? We're wrapping up man plus river. Man
no,
plus river. Not. I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it but I was fascinated to watch 10, 15 minutes. And it's just people taking a giant magnet on a rope and chunking into a river and then pulling it back. And they find amazing stuff.
I do believe there are caches out there like that.
People find things all the time. Magnet fishing. It's incredible. The stuff that people drop and don't go get. iPhones and keys and jewelry. And it's amazing what's been dropped into a river.
Enough. I hunt up in the woods. I don't need to now start magnet fishing too.
You don't need to start magnet fishing?
No, I can't do that. So,
yeah, I don't blame you.
Although I would go out once doing it, I'll admit. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts.
If you're anywhere close to any of these spots, go give it a try. It'll be a funny story that you'll get to tell people for a while anyway, right? Because this is one of those mysteries. You're solving a 19-year-old mystery on some of these.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? That's going to be one of your top stories. Now, if you're not close, I'm not saying drive 8 hours to do it, right? That's something Zach would do. I'm not saying do that. But this we brought this up because it's kind of a fun topic or whatever, but also there's smaller versions of this out there too.
Oh, yeah.
There's ways to check the archive caches in your town.
Yes.
Go see if they're still there.
Yeah.
We've talked about hunting archive caches before. That's a mystery. That's a game within the game that nobody's even playing.
Right.
Go see if you can find, you may be able to find a bunch of them out there. And that's, we're always looking for a twist, right? You may have cleared out your area. There may be cache in your area that you don't even realize are still out there. So any kind of mystery or fun thing like this that you can add to the game is always fun. So
yeah,
that's why
absolutely.
I'm so fascinated with this topic.
Yeah. And we'll save that's for another show because it really is. I'd like to talk more about generic archived caches and what you can do to search for it.
So Casey taught his dad accidentally muggled a cache one time.
Oh, that happens. Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was archived after he muggled it. Oh no. Oh no.
That's funny. Hey, you know what? It happens. But we'll talk about archive caches again in the future. But any of those weird things like that, those weird little niches, we love to get in and talk about them.
Yes. Jeff says he accidentally found an archive cache that was there after I think it was 3 years. Off lanes when traveling. Picked up picked up the litter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, we'll get into that one day because that's a good topic because you found one in Hawaii that we want to talk about someday in the story behind it. And yeah,
shame. He logged it.
Logged it. Now that's another part of that. Yes.
Hey, we're on the same page. I'd have logged it too.
I'd log it too.
That's fun. That's more fun than most caches I'll find all week. So I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So again, we're only 2 weeks away. Well, less than 2 weeks. Remember, Worldwide Cache Con is on Saturday, January 30th. There won't be a show on January 31st. So,
that's the whole weekend right there.
Plan accordingly. Go to January 30th is when the show will be.
Tons of great content, great guests from all over the world. It'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully a lot of fun for a lot of people.
Yes. Thank you, Tom, mentioning that. Please, smash that like button for us. Subscribe. Make sure when you subscribe that you set the updates so that you get all the updates of when we do go live. You never know. There's always.
We do like to bring news.
Yeah. Kiss the like button. Are we doing a 50-50 raffle? Not sure what that would be.
No, we're not on this one, not because it'll be all over the world. But
yeah.
Kitty Cash did say she's getting up at 3 a.m. Sunday.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
Thanks, Kitty
Well, hopefully the content is worth it for you. It should be a lot of fun. So
yeah, every hour is packed. It's really planned out well, and a lot of cool things that we've gotten already prepped for it. And a lot, still working through each hour to get it just perfectly, but it's going to be neat. We've got a lot of great stuff, a lot of stuff worldwide. Well, Kitty Catch, we got something from her. We get to see some stuff during.
It will be unique. We can tell you that.
Oh yeah, extremely unique. It'll be worth watching. It'll be worth doing live. There will be some giveaways. We'll talk about that later. But mostly, though, we think that it's going to be a great overall conference that you want to be there for and to enjoy. So, all right, we're done for tonight. We'll see you next week, and we're done. If I can hit the outro button, here we go.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.
There we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night.